Greetings, Love Them Knives channel here, LTK. Got a request from a viewer saying, could you do a budget knife review, get back to the budget stuff, instead of all that high dollar stuff I've been doing, like expensive knives. Just kidding. No, I think we pretty much hit a lot of different types of budget knives. These being an example of what I would consider budget knives. Sanrenmu. Now this model is the 910 Plus. This model looks the same, except it's not. It's the 9103. This model I bought from Power Cutlery. This one I bought from Fast Tech. Power Cutlery ought to have like fast in its name because, well, they're in the USA and I got this very fast. And then this sat around while I messed with it for a couple weeks while I waited for the Fast Tech one to get here. And it wasn't fast. But it wasn't horrible. I mean, so, you're waiting 2.5 weeks, whatever, because that's getting it from China, as opposed to the US. This one is a frame lock. This one is not. This is a liner lock. Other than that, I mean, nice and smooth. More of a flicker than a slow roll it out. It can roll it out like that, but really it's got some strong detent on this one, so it kind of goes like that easier. In any case, what do they look like? Well, let's get that out of the way. They look like a Sabenza Model 21. Yeah, they do. But they're being sold in the USA, my friends, so... And let's clarify our terminology. This is not a clone. I can tell the difference between this and a Sabenza 21. Just saying. Oh my God. I just remember Birdshot 4 when they got janked by somebody on the Ganzo models going, I think it was the 729, which looks like a Spyderco. And they're like, dude, it says Ganzo, not Spyderco. So, it's pretty obvious you're not buying a Spyderco knife. You're not going to get them confused. And these are like $17, $18 a piece. So, yeah, that's a little under $400 like you might have to spend on the Chris Reeve knife. So, yes, Sanrenmu. 1749, and I think they add like 280 something, and it may say actually here, but it's the model number. It's a liner lock, 4.4 ounces, green, G10, handle length. Blade material is a Sandvik steel, which is a 12C27. Pretty easy to sharpen. No, it's not going to hold an edge for as long as like the super steels and stuff, but it's not expensive like the super steel knives. 3.3 inch. And there's a picture of it with the blue hardware. Here's the, the 9103 that apparently they sell on Power Cutlery as well, which I should have bought from Power Cutlery, but I was buying something from Fast Tech as well. Ganzo knife that Power Cutlery didn't have in stock, and so I just got this one from Fast Tech. And what was it? About the same price, like 50 cents difference. So was it worth it? No, not if you can get it in the US. Not to me it isn't, but in any case, so enough paperwork. We can save a piece of paper to see if we can cut one with these knives. And let's check that out now. Okay, I think it works. Yeah. They're very sharp. out of the box, very usable. There you go. Nice. You know, these, and you know, you get into these, you get into the Ganzo knives. It's really nice. I mean, Ganzo, you know, they started putting this blue hardware on their knives to give it that elegant touch, and you've got that here with the lanyard hole. You got it with this back spacer, and you've got it with the thumb studs. And I like that. I like the touch. If you ask me which of these knives I prefer, I would say I want the G10 liner lock. First of all, G10's rough and tough. It can take a lot of abuse. It's definitely, I can tell that it's a lighter knife. This is lighter. And let's, you know, speaking of that, guess what? I pulled my wall plug out on my on my scale. It was not coming on. So time to turn off the camera, plug the scale in. Yeah, we're going to check the weights on these. This feels lighter. This feels heavier. Let's go to the steel. 4.7. So maybe not a huge difference. 134 grams. Try this one. 126. So yeah, I mean, it's a little bit difference. Only 0.2 of an ounce, so not a big difference. Does feel a little bit lighter. You know, I do like this. It's really smooth deploying. You know, other than that, I mean, these knives are identical. I mean, the blade's the same. They're the same length. Okay. They're the same blade height. They're the same blade steel. They're the, you know, exact same. They've colored the hardware. You know, the back spacers. You got the same pocket clip. This one's liner lock. This one's frame lock. So, you know, it's kind of up to you. I just get to the point where this is not as thick. It doesn't really fill the hand that much. Different, and you know, let's talk about that. Go, let's check it out. Okay, how fat is this? 0.52 of an inch. How fat is this? See, 0.43. So, yeah, let's go to our 11, 13.4 millimeters. Different, you know, different feel in the hand. I like a little wider handle. This has got texturing. Okay. This one, schlick. Very schlick. I guess if you're wearing gloves, this is okay. And, you know, to be able to disengage the lock bar, not tough. I mean, look at this pass-through. You got all kinds of room. Very easy. Pretty smooth to open and close. Centered. No blade play, no lock rock. This, the pass-through, very easy. Jimped. Disengaged, not a problem. Centered perfectly. I was going like this. No blade play that way. No lock rock, nothing there. Okay, so they're both good. Good solid knives. Let's have a look. I think they're 3.3 inches. So I think if we measure one, we've measured both. Yeah, 3 3/8. You know, a lot of people will throw the ruler down here, so they're measuring to the bottom, right there, to where the scale meets the blade down here. So you can say 3.5 if you want. You know, I'm bringing it through here, so the most forward part of the scale is meeting here. So you could say 3.5. You could say between 3 3/8 and 3.5. And not 8 inches. 7 7/8. Not quite 8 inches. So just to confirm. And we know the blade's got to be the same length. Yeah, it is. And overall, absolutely. At about 20 centimeters and about 85, 86, 87 centimeters, millimeters as far as the blade length. So there you go. And let's check out this. Let's see what kind of meat they give you on the blade. So a little over 3 millimeters of thickness, which is 0.12, eighth of an inch, basically, which is not bad. Jimping, like I said, up here, and it's like they've crowned the spine here, so that's smooth. I mean, you can do piercing. It's very high hollow grind on here, so good for slicing, and it's sharp out of the box. $17.49 plus whatever shipping. So I paid like another $2.89 or something, $2.89, something like that. It was under $3 in shipping here. Here, it's free. So if the $2.89 plus the 50-cent difference in the price is a big deal to you, then you can go to Fast Tech. I'll give you the link. I'll give you the link to Power Cutlery as well. Yeah. So, yeah, I like these little knives. Sanrenmu, of course, I've got a workhorse, a 7046, that I use all the time. So, I like the Sanrenmu line, and they're related to Real Steel. That's another one of their companies. And the Real Steel knives can run a little higher, and I was wondering if I had one in here, but I don't. In any case, Real Steel, wonderful knives, great, good quality, and you know what? Sanrenmu, pretty good quality knives too. It's not like I'm that attracted to every model of the Sanrenmu, but these are cool. And yes, these are Sebenza looking-ish knives, and I guess you can make something that looks like their design and it's okay. Apparently. Because they're doing it. And it's being sold in the United States. So, whatever. You got a lanyard hole. It's not tubed. But it's a lanyard hole. Yeah, it is tubed. I'm sorry. Yes, it is. Those are standoffs, but that's really the tubed lanyard hole. So that's nice. Wow. I looked straight at it. Okay. Yes, it is. Blade stop up here. At the top, you can see what they have in here. I don't know, but I don't know if these are some kind of a washer. I'm assuming it's a washer. Doesn't really feel like bearings, but it's smooth. And I don't know if that's bronze washer, and I haven't taken them apart, and I haven't looked at a breakout where, let's see if we can see anything in here. Yeah, something looks metallic, so I'm thinking maybe a bronze, phosphor bronze washer. Nice, smooth though, really smooth. Looks the same. Two different models of knives. Frame lock, liner lock, G10, standard steel, and slick. Very slick. And you may have noticed the pocket clip. It's one screw, but it's milled in here. It's not moving. Can you flip it? You can flip it. Right there. You can go right or left hand. And obviously the thumb studs are ambidextrous. So either way, you're in good shape. I would recommend these if you want to get a beater knife. You know, the Ganzos are great. I've got 5 or 6 Ganzo knives. I've got 2 Sanrenmu knives. I've got 1 inland knife. So there you go. I mean, as far as the knife I might pick up and open mail with and use to cut packages open that my wife brings home when she goes shopping and stuff like that is, yeah, I'll grab my Sanrenmu. I'll grab, you know, a Ganzo knife, something like that. That's what I'm going to use. The Sandvik steel is, it's a stainless. It's very corrosion resistant. It's not great as far as edge retention goes when you compare it with the super steels like the 204P or the M390, things like that. But it will sharpen up very easily and you can put a really fine edge on it. So this kind of steel gets used in a lot of cutlery that may be used in moist environments, including like big kitchens, chef's knives, things like that, because they can sharpen it up easily on a steel. And you want to be able to really sharpen it quickly and strobe it, resharpen it, keep the edge fine while you're doing a lot of work. So, you know, you can say what you want about the super steels being wonderful and all that kind of stuff, but what people are really using that work with knives all the time in those kinds of environments are these kinds of steels, the MOV steels, the Sandvik steels, the 440s, the AUS 8s, those kinds. And of course, Cold Steel wouldn't disagree with you, would they? Because they've used a lot of AUS 8 and that kind of thing. So yes, these are very usable steels. So it's a budget type knife. I understand. The steel's less expensive. I understand. It's not as good with edge retention, but it's very corrosion resistant, pretty forgiving, and easy to sharpen. Done with that. Done with that lecture. But, you know, I was talking to one of the viewers the other day on the phone, and he goes, really? Bottom line is, how many of us guys buying these super steels on these knives will ever use that steel to the full potential? And, you know, that was a good point. It was a good point. So these knives, yeah, I can put them on my KME or just on a lesser type, you know, and just sharpen them up because they sharpen up real good. And, you know, they do go dull pretty quick when you're cutting through a lot of packaging and heavy cardboard and stuff like that. But not so bad when you use them like in preps, you know, cutting produce or meat or something like that. Not so bad. They hold their edge pretty decent. So, yeah, Sanrenmu. Check out the models. I really like these. I think these Land models are really cool. Great, useful blade. I prefer the G10. It's easier to function with. It doesn't scar up, and it's thicker, feels better, feels the hand better, and you have grip. Grip. Yeah. This thinner, doesn't feel the hand as much, slicker. But, you know, if you like a frame block or you want a more slender carry in your pocket, then there you go. Or you just like the looks of the steel. I mean, hey, yeah, everybody's got different strokes for different folks. What can I say? Yeah. And if you want to compare it with like the Manix. Manix is bigger. This is 8 1/4 overall. This is a little under 8 inches. So they look pretty close though. They do. Manix is gonna have just maybe a touch longer blade. You know, but not a whole lot. Pretty close. Good usable. Good size, very EDCable, under 5 ounces either one of these. So there you go. Take care, my friends. Love them knives. Yes, we do. Just stay sharp.